All right, let's try two more here. So number one, if you look at it, all the sides are equal to 8. So this is a prism, also known as a cube, but what you could do is they're all the same, so I'm just going to highlight the top and the bottom as my bases. You are being asked to get two things, lateral and surface area, so just keep that in mind. So lateral area, actually I'm just going to write the formulas up here. Lateral area for any prism is P times H. Surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times uppercase B. So in this case, lateral area, I need to find my perimeter and I need to find my height. Well, if all the sides are 8, the perimeter is 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So 8 4 times is 32. The height, remember, connects the two bases together. So there are 4 of them, but it doesn't matter. They're all 8. And now we go back to lateral area. So lateral area is the 32 times 8, which gets us the 256. And this is centimeters, so just don't write units squared for everything. Make sure you're using the proper ones. All right, for surface area, we have a new value that we have to find. So let's see here. So surface area is our lateral area plus 2 times uppercase B. Uppercase B is the area of the base. Well, it's a square. So area of a square is length times width, which is 8 times 8, which is 64. So for surface area, we're going to take our lateral area, 256, and we're going to add 2 times 64 to it. So if I just come down here, surface area is then 256 plus 128, which gets you 384 centimeters squared. So again, 2 answers. You're not only calculating surface area, but you're calculating lateral surface area as well. So just make sure when you solve all this stuff, there's 2 answers for each. Now with 2, you have to be careful. You can't just highlight the rectangle that it's sitting on, because in this case, you see 2 sides that are triangles and they're at opposite ends of each other. So these are your bases. So this is a base. This is a type of prism that got knocked over. So you have to think of it like that. So for lateral area, that's our P times H. So for perimeter, I've got 5 and I've got 12, but the problem is I need a third side. So we're going to do what we did like on the front. I have 5 and I have 12, and I'm going to use Pythagorean Theorem. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared, and when you solve, x squared is 169, which means x is 13. So that means my missing side right here is 13 feet. 13 feet, 13 feet. So I'm going to add 13. So when I add those two guys together, I end up with 30. And the height, keep in mind, that's the one that connects the two bases. So that's a connection, that's a connection, and that's a connection, which is going to get you 6 for that. So now lateral area is the 30 times the 6, which gets you 180, and this is feet this time, so feet squared. So now surface area takes that lateral area, and we're going to add 2 times uppercase B. Well, uppercase B, it's a triangle, so we have 1/2 base times height. So that's 1/2, 12 times 5, which gets us 30. And now when we sub it in, we're going to take the 180 from lateral area plus 2 times our uppercase B. So we're basically adding 60 to the 180. And that's going to get us 240 feet squared. Final answer for that. All right, so again, the reason we link the prisms with the cylinders is because both of them share the same base, or in terms of the number of bases, we'll put it that way. That's an easier way of looking at it. So they share the same number of bases. So that's why they're always put together in the same lesson. So if we look at cylinder, we're going over the formulas first. So the formulas for lateral area, when we had done prisms, it was lateral area equals P times H. But P for a circle, perimeter of a circle, is the circumference, which is 2 pi r times H. So your lateral area formula for a cylinder is 2 pi RH. R is your radius, and H is your height. And the surface area formula for a cylinder is going to be your lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. Now, if we tweak that, lateral area from above is 2 pi RH plus 2, and then area of the base. Well, the base is a circle. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. So if you're looking at two formulas, here is your lateral area formula for a cylinder, and here is your surface area formula for a cylinder. Okay? The most important things you need radius and you need height, and that's it. So if you look at the first one, radius is 5, the height is 11, because again, the height connects the two circles together. So we're finding lateral and surface area. So lateral area is 2 pi RH. So 2 pi, r is 5, h is 11. You can type that in, you get 110 pi. And then in your calculator, you do 110 times pi, and that gets you about 345.56. I would round to 2 decimal places. Do not round to the nearest whole number. Surface area is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. Well, keep in mind, we already got what 2 pi RH is. 2 pi RH is our 110. So we're not going to do that again. We already know that that's 110. But we're going to add in our new value, which is 2 pi 5 squared. So that's 110 pi plus 50 pi, which is 160 pi, which when we multiply by pi, we get 502.65 centimeters squared for that one. All right, for the second one, 8 is the diameter, which means if 8 is the diameter, that means the radius is 4 and our height is 6. So lateral area is 2 pi RH. So 2 times pi times r times h is going to get us 48 pi. And when we multiply, we end up with 150.80 centimeters squared. Make sure, again, you use the button on your calculator. Do not abbreviate the pi to be 3.14. You have a calculator with a button, so use it. Surface area takes that lateral area, 2 pi RH, and we're going to add 2 pi r squared. So again, remember, we already found 2 pi RH. That was 48 pi. So we're not going to rewrite that again. And now we have 2 pi 4 squared. So we have 48 pi plus, that's 16 and 2, which makes 32 pi, which gets us 80 pi. And when we multiply that out, you get 251.33 centimeters squared. Now just make sure you do the questions I asked, because I'm pretty sure I canceled these two out on the homework. But definitely go over the problems that I asked you to go over. And